Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Amateur Pool and another day. You know, I forgot to say that to you today. We've got a tap league match against myself and Mr. Jerry Rogers. Jerry is new to tap. He started one skill level below me. Normally, he plays pretty close to my speed. Him and I are a pretty good match typically, so we should be in for a good one. But today, I've got to give him a game. So we're doing a 5-4 race, as you can see right over there, I guess, right over there on the bottom of the screen. And yeah, let's get into this match, man. I think, did I break? I think I broke, and I broke dry, and Jerry's at the table. So in tap, it's open after the break. Had I not broken dry, I could have still shot whatever I wanted. And since I did broke dry down there in the holler, you know, I don't know why I just turned like I'm from Kentucky all of a sudden or somewhere West Virginia. You know? we all gonna get rid of that southern accent. We're gonna get into this match right here. You feel me? All right, let's get to work, guys. Quit messing around. Jerry's gonna shoot this one ball. He's gonna cut it up in the corner. It's a good shot. Huge pockets on this valley table, men. Valleys are kind of fun to play on sometimes. The difference is you can't really finesse like you can on a good table. You know, this table does have fairly new felt. Hasn't been played on too much, so the felt's good. It's not fast, but the rails were very bouncy. And I you know, the more I get into it, the more I think that has to do with the humidity. Got a phone call. I'm not taking that. I'm working right now. We're talking. We're hanging out with you guys. I'm not taking that phone call, but I am going to plug my phone in because the battery's dying, bro. So I got to plug it in. All right, let's see what Jerry's going to do. Is he going to shoot the combo, or is he going to shoot the 11? I kind of like the 11 up here. What's he firing at? Oh, he's solids. Never mind, guys. I don't know what the... Like I said, I was distracted by my phone. We're going to get back into this match. Now he's going to shoot this combo, probably. I would shoot that combo because if he shoots the 5, the cue ball is going to go over here and hit the 8. The 8's going to hit the 9. The 9's going to come over here and mess up his balls. So he's got to shoot this combo first, and he's got to be careful with shape. The 4 ball is probably going to come this way. Yeah. I think he may still have a good shape to cut the 4 in. The cue ball is going to drift down this way. If he puts center on it, he may be able to get by the 13 and hit the 14. And that will leave him a good shape on the 5 for the corner. But if he puts too much draw and hits that 13, now the cue ball comes this way, and it's going to be a lot tougher. Let's see what he does. Yeah, he missed the shot, and I think he was trying to hit the 14, if I had to guess. I don't know. I'm not Jerry. I apologize to you. I don't know his thoughts, you know. I've been working on my mind reading, but so far, it's just not working that well. You know, I don't have... what is it called? I'm not psychic, I'm psychotic. I don't know, guys. I can't talk. Anyway, back to the match. I'm going to shoot a combo here, probably. It's not a tough combo, I don't think. Or I could play the 15, maybe. Yeah. Okay, I could see it without hitting the 10. That works out nice. Now, obviously, I've got a great shot on the 10. And this is my concern up here, these 2 balls. And that's why I'm looking at it now. I would love to maybe draw up table to here and get a good straight shot on that 13, and then I can just drift the cue ball up into here for the 9. All right, I came out way too far on that. Good news, though, I can still cut the 14, and if I'm very precise, which a lot of times I'm not precise with my shape, but that cue ball should be able to travel up and down, and then it's just a matter of speed. Let's see if I do it right. It wouldn't hurt me too bad if I nicked the 9 either. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt me too bad, but I did not want that to happen. I did not want the 4 ball to block up the 13 because now this out is way tougher. If I can even get, you know, it's tough for a gentleman such as myself to begin with. And then when I start blocking balls together, you know, it makes it even tougher. Makes it even tougher, man. Okay, slow down. This isn't horrible, but I mean, these are big pockets, okay? These valleys have 5-inch pockets, so possibly I could just bang that off the rail and still make it. But I'm not 100% certain, man. That's what I was looking at there, and this is hard to reach over top. If the 5 wasn't here, easy shot. With the 5 here, I'm a short guy. It's a hard one for me to reach, man. Quit messing around and go get your extension, Josh. You know you can't reach that. Yeah, there we go. Go get it. We'll wait for you, bro. I mean, we're just hanging out watching you shoot, so we'll wait for you. Go get your extension, put it on your stick, and then maybe you can still reach it. The downside, though, I take all this time, go get my extension like I'm cool, you know, screw it into the, that's a universal sign for screw it in. It's also a universal sign for other stuff, but we're a family channel. We're not going to talk about that. And then if I end up missing the shot, I look dumb, you know, and it happens a lot. I don't mind. If there's one thing you guys know about me, I don't mind looking dumb, right? I'm not the kind of person that's easily embarrassed. I can still barely reach this shot, and I missed it. I missed it for the biscuit. Dang it, man. And I left him a good straight shot on this 5. Problem is he's so close to the rail here, he can't really put bottom, which is what he needs to put on this to bring the cue ball back into here for the 4. So this is going to be tough, man. The best he can try for, I think, is to jack his cue up a little bit and spike it and maybe stop here. Maybe if he's lucky, get a little bit of draw. We'll have to see. Yeah, he is jacking the stick up. He's jacking it right up. Oh, stop bumping my camera, bro. Yeah, it's a tough shot, man. When you start raising the back of your stick up, it makes your shot so much more difficult. Who's bumping my... I'm going to have to... Whoever that was, if you're watching this, stop bumping my camera, bro. I don't put up with it, you know? All right, I got a shot on the 13 that I'm going to miss, of course, you know? Hey, and I'll scratch too, you know? I mean, if you're going to miss right is what I always say. If you're going to miss, if something's worth doing, it's worth doing 100%, right? So if I'm going to miss, I might as well scratch on top of it. I mean, it's just the way it goes. That's the way I see it anyway. Cheers, boys and girls. We're drinking the old Monster today, and it's green, so you can't see it. It just looks black. Unless I put it over here. Oh, I forgot. You can see the table through. Anyway, back to the match, guys. I'm done messing around. Back to the match. Looks like Jerry's going to clean this one up, man. We had a rough first rack, both of us, you know. I think we each had 2 shots, maybe 3. I don't know why I'm doing that. Like I'm Scooby-Doo or something. Ruh-roh, Shaggy. Anyways, guys, he left himself a tough cut on this 8. Let's see if he misses this. There's a good chance I could win. I'm not going to say 100%, because I haven't been super confident in my stroke lately. But normally this would be 100% if he misses, but I don't think he's going to miss this. Yeah, 1-0. Now, not only do I have to give him a game on the wire right off the bat, he won the first game. Now it's a 3-5 race. It's like I'm giving him 2 games on the wire, you know? I don't know how many that was, but it was a lot. It was at least 10. That's how many fingers I got. Actually, I got 8, you know, 2 thumbs, I guess. I don't know, guys. I don't know much, you know? We're going to go back to the match here. What am I going to shoot? This 13 first? Okay, I like this. I like stripes here a lot. I like either ball set could work here. The biggest thing I like about stripes is right here. That 3 ball does not go there. So if you're solid, you have to do something with the 3 ball. If you're stripes, you don't got to do nothing. Maybe bump the 8 a little. Oh, I done moved the 3 anyway. That helped him and hurt me. What I should have did is roll forward and separate the 4 from the 8 a little bit, because the rest of my table was pretty wide open, man. That was it's kind of a bonehead move on my part. I shouldn't have. Unless I needed to, and from the camera angle, it didn't look like we needed to break that out, but maybe in real life it was too close and I couldn't make it without breaking it out. I don't know. I don't remember, guys. This was like at least 4 days ago I played this match. I can't barely remember this morning, let alone 4 days ago. I know I talk a lot when I'm holding my drink for 10 minutes trying to take a drink, and I won't quit talking long enough to actually take a drink, you know. What am I doing, curving here? I am. I had to curve around that to make the 14. I did a pretty good job with it, but I've still got issues on this table. This 4-8 is still going to be a problem because I've got to get to that 8 ball. I may end up having to bank it, but also I've got to get up in here now and figure that out. Okay, I'm figuring that out right now. I like that. Well, that worked out great as far as opening the table. Now I've just got to figure out this 8 ball, but I've got enough balls up here. I've got enough balls. I should be able to figure out that 8 ball, you know. I've got a lot of balls, you know. Family channel, guys. You know, on the family channel, we're talking about pool balls when we say we got a lot of balls, you know. Got huge, never mind. That's going too far. going too far, bro. Anyway, back to the match. Okay, I put my extension back on. I'm going to try to draw this out. I did. Am I going to scratch? No, I'm not. This actually turned out okay, but I've got to be careful here. So I know I need to move the 8 unless I bank it. I could obviously do it here, but this is unlikely to leave me a shot on my other ball. So it may be better to shoot this one first, leave the cue ball here, and I think from the camera angle, it looks close, but I might be able to shoot, that's what I'm looking at. I might be able to shoot the 11 up there and then roll the cue ball forward and then back over into here. And I might be able to take a shot on that 8 from over there. I don't know, guys. I don't know. We're going to find out what I'm doing, though. Give myself a good angle on this 11. Yeah, I had to do that because if I stop way over here, it's too much angle. So this way, yeah, I've got the right angle to top. I'd have to use top and left on this because the top's going to roll forward and I want the left off the rail to come back this way. I did it, but I overhit it. Yeah, that's why I hit the table like that. I hit it. That's a universal sign. I've told you this before. Universal sign for slow down cue ball. That's what that means. Slow down cue ball when you hit the table. I mean, I don't know. That's what it means for me. May mean something different for you. I don't know. Now I got to bank this thing. You see I marked the pocket. League operator, don't get upset. I did mark the pocket here, you know. Come on, league operator. I marked the pocket. Can't be getting upset. Am I going to make that? I sure am. Look at there. Bang. I needed to make that too because if I let him back at the table and he got yet another game, it would have been a 2-5 race. Now it's at least a 3-4 race. You know, it's pretty close now. I made up the difference from the last game. Now I've got to win 1 or 2 more just to feel comfortable, and we'll go from there. See what happens. All right, I did make a ball on the break. It's not the best looking table in the world. It's got a little clutter here, a little clutter there. Those are really the only 2 spots you have to think about, though. The rest of the table's pretty wide open, and it looks like I'm going to start by comboing a solid into, or stripe into a solid. So this will make me solids. I did not want that to happen. This is already bad enough, but it's really not the end of the world because I had to get in here and do something with this anyway. So the fact that that ball blocked it really isn't that big of a deal. Problem is I'm looking at this table and I don't see how I'm going to get out here. You know, I don't see it off the top of my head. Doesn't mean the out's not there. I just don't see it, man. There's no good way to get on this 9. The 13's only going to go down here. Okay, I'm banking the 9 now. Oh no, what am I shooting at? What am I Oh, am I just playing a safety on him? I like this if I am. Nice and easy. No, I'm not. Oh, why am I sitting here? I was sitting here talking like I was stripes and I was solids the whole time. Man, oh man, oh man. Oh, gee, I already told him I was working. All right, I'll be right back, guys. This phone call's got to be had. I just answered it because it looked important. It was a scam call. Bro, I apologize to you guys, man. I have to answer my phone, right? I do real estate. I sell real estate. That's my other job. I sell real estate. So if I don't answer my phone, you know, it's bad sometimes. Especially I've got a couple deals going on right now. So I've got to answer those local numbers I don't know. But those scammers, bro, jeez, man. You know, I want to drive over to Kolkata, India, and yeah, right in the face, bro. You know what I'm saying? Right in the face for some of those scammers. Anyway, back to the match. We're not going to let a scammer ruin our time. I don't know what happened because I was on the phone and I missed it, but you guys watched it, and I know you guys are a great audience because you paid attention and you know what's going on here, you know? So I'm going to wait for you to tell me what's going on. No, I'm just kidding. I can see what's going on. Jerry's about to beat me. That's what's going on, you know? We already know what's going on. Let's see what happens here, man. Oh, I just got some love there, man. I can't believe he missed. Jerry typically plays a little better than he did in this match. I've played Jerry a lot over the years, and he's typically a very good shot. And this is, I don't know, you know, it's our only second week on league. He's never played tap league before. It's always a little weird when you first start a league or something. So, or maybe he just wasn't shooting great this day. That happens to me all the time, you know. I'm going to try to cut this 4 in. And I missed it, you know. Tough shot for a gentleman such as myself, I guess. But I didn't know I was playing safety there. That's what I was doing. See? I saw it the whole time. I was just kidding, guys, when I said I was trying to make it. No, I was definitely trying. I'm joking. I was trying to make it, and I missed it, you know. So we got to say something anyway. But I did get a pretty good safety on him. He may be able to just nick the edge of the 9. But then the 2 is going to get in the way. He may be able to nick the edge and come past the 2. But nowhere he ends up here is going to be great for him because I'm likely going to have ball in hand. And even if I don't have ball in hand, I've got 3 balls out in the open with no blockers. The rest of the table is wide open down here. See, it's like a cat's paw or something. If I do that, now we got a cat paw. I didn't even mean to do that, guys. That's pretty funny. Anyway, back to the match. All right, so if he makes a good hit here, I'm good. If he gives me ball in hand, I think I'm still good. You know, I just have to get my stuff together. I said stuff. You know, it's family channel. Anyway, I got to get my stuff together and get out, though, if he gives me another shot, which 99.999% certain that I'm about to get another shot after he shoots here. Unless he does something real crazy. The only shot that I could see potentially here is like a hero shot. If he clips the edge of the 9 here and banks it off of the edge of that 3 and calls it down here. That's the only like potential hero shot I could even see on the table. And the likelihood of that shot happening is almost, if not, 0. You know what I'm saying? 0. Okay, what's he trying to do here? Is he trying to play it off the point? I don't understand this. Oh, he was trying to play it off the point. You know what I kind of thought he was trying to do? You ever seen those shots? They work good on snooker tables with rounded pockets. Yeah, that's what I was trying. That's what I thought. I thought he was trying to hit off the rail and then hit this point, and send the ball this way. That would have been pretty cool, you know. But the chances of that shot, especially on this table because the pockets are so big, and the points to go in the pocket are actual points. They're not rounded. You can see they're points. This is a pool table, so that shot becomes less and less likely. If you got rounded edge pockets, though, that shot's feasible. Like on a, I don't know, hay ball table, I think they call it hay ball, or, you know, the British black ball or whatever they call it. Those tables with the rounded pockets, Chinese 8-ball, I think, has rounded pockets. Any table that has rounded pockets, you can play that knuckle shot pretty easy. Oh, easier than you can on pool table with points. Okay, hey, look at me starting to stroke. I made 3 balls in a row. Let's see if I can make 4 in a row and even this race up. Because if I win here, it's now a race to 3. Even Steven. You know, I don't know who Steven is, but he's probably even. I would bet. I bet you he's even. That was a good shot. Hey, nothing wrong with that there. And you see how lazy I am? I use my stick to grab my pocket marker instead of walking around the table. You know, it's a long walk all the way around that 7-foot table. It's a long walk. Did I make a ball there? I was talking. I wasn't paying no attention. Nope, I did not make a ball. You know how I know? Because Jerry's up the table. That's how I know. You guessed it. You guessed it, little Timmy. Jerry is at the table. That's how I know. That's how I know I didn't make it. So I will tell you guys, Jerry, I played him because we're on this league, we're playing 8-ball and 9-ball. So hold your horses, get ready because we got 9-ball matches. I did play Jerry in 8 and 9. So this is the 8-ball match. I'm going to post a 9-ball match either tomorrow or maybe I'll wait 1 or 2 days and post it just so it's a little bit more spread out. But my next match posted will be a 9-ball match with Jerry, same day. So we'll be able to see what happens here. That was a good cut. Good cut. Didn't leave him great, though. You know, he got a little unlucky with the leave there. Chances are, I mean, probably in his mind, he was going to come away with a shot on one of those balls, I'm sure. And he had every right to think that. That's what I would have thought as well. Now he doesn't have a good shot. He may be able to cut that. That's what he was looking at, shooting this way and cutting that off the rail into that 15. But what else he could do here is just the kick shot. The kick shot's actually pretty easy. And if he hits this rail up here first, if he hits this rail first and catches that on the way out, the cue ball is going to come down this way and he should end up with a shot. He's going to go for the cut, though, rather than the kick. This is a little tougher, I think, than the kick because there's a good possibility that he doesn't make this. He doesn't have to make this, you know. Yeah, that's a tough shot. And he put inside spin on the cue ball, so he hit the cue ball on the right side, which spun it this way, which means the first ball he hit spun this way. You know how that works? It's like a gear, bro. When one ball's spinning and it hits the other ball spins the opposite way. It's like a gear. You know, that's how it works. They're round. They roll. They spin. I don't know, guys. I don't even know what I'm talking about half the time, really. I do not like this right here for me. He's got this hole blocked. I've got a clean shot on the one, either there or there or there. This 3 ball up here, whatever it is, I've got to shoot it that way or that way. And these balls down in here, man, I've really got to figure this line of balls out. Otherwise, I'm going to be in trouble. Maybe I could try this right now. Oh, it looks like I'm putting together a jump stick, excuse me, because I'm going to jump. But what I could also try here is to go rail first and make this 4 ball. But it looks like I'm going to try a jump shot. I'm going to try my luck with the Raven jump cue, guys. See Raven up here in the corner? Let's watch this jump shot. I mean, it was a good jump, you know. I hit it, just wasn't real accurate. And that's my stroke. I don't come down smooth and in the center. But check out Raven jump cues, man. They're great jump cues. For the money, in my opinion, Raven's the best on the market right now for the money. Like, I would find myself comparing Raven cues to cues that cost thousands of dollars, you know. And Raven cues are in the hundreds. They're not in the thousands. It's a great cue. Great cue line, man. That's why I enjoy my brand partnership with Raven, because they have great equipment. And not only is it great equipment, but it's affordable. That's why I like it so much, you know, because it's not like a $3,000 cue that no one can afford to play with, you know. It's a cue that the beginner could buy and use all the way up until, you know, he peaks out, or she, whatever the case. I know there's a couple ladies out there. Okay, so I've got nothing to do here. I could try to cut this, which actually isn't bad, because then the cue ball comes over here and clears this pocket out possibly. But it looks to me like I'm going to go ahead and try this kick shot maybe that I looked at last time. It's tough though, either way. I would love to be able to play that combo, but if it's not lined up, that shot's way too hard to actually try to play. So it looks like I'm playing the kick shot. I just called the 4. So I'm going to play that. Now I got to play this with spin. You have to hit up here and spin it down. I made it. I made it. I'm still in trouble though. Look at this. I'm still in trouble. I definitely can't combo the 7 down here, because I would have to hit the 6 like this way to be able to do that, which means my cue ball has to barely nick it right there. That shot's too difficult for a gentleman such as myself, but if I can see past this 8 enough, I may still be able to come up table and take this shot and send the cue ball over here. I like the idea of just stunning the tangent line on this one. The tangent line on this one. So if the ball goes this way, see if I can draw a straight line. The tangent line is going to be like this. So I have to put a little below center just to hit that ball. Just a touch below center if I want to move his balls. I may not want to, but I think I should. I tried playing it off the one. I think I could have cut it, but maybe the angle deceived me from the camera. Maybe they were touching and I couldn't cut it, or it was close, but I feel like I could have cut that. I feel like cutting it would have been a better option, but what do I know, guys? I'm just sitting here watching, you know. What do I know? I don't know. I don't know much, but I know I can't play pool. Anyway, that may be all I need to know. Hit the like button if you haven't already, guys. I'm just a goofy cat, man, having fun watching pool with you guys. You know, it amazes me that people actually watch this junk. You know, this junk. Just kidding, it's not junk, man. I started doing this because I personally was searching YouTube for amateur matches. Could barely find any. And I wanted to watch amateur pool. I wanted to watch people to size up the competition across the country. You know, and there just wasn't much out there. There was like 1, maybe 2 people who had posted a few videos. That's it, man. So I started doing this, man. Now people watching. Now there's a bunch of amateur channels out there, man. I love it. I love to see all the amateur pool content on YouTube. And I like to think that I help create that a little bit. You know, it makes me feel good that I'm spreading awareness for the game of pool. You know, I'm giving it to the masses. Well, you know, I mean, thousands of people, not really masses. You know, we're not talking millions, but hey, you know, it's good enough for us, right? You know. Anyway, back to the match, guys. I'm getting way off track here. Back to the match. Jerry's about to beat me here. I've got a tough table, and he's got a pretty open table. I think that ball will go up there. I don't think the 10 will, but if he shoots the 12 first, all he's got to do is put a little draw. His cue ball should just drift over into here, and then he could shoot. I can't see exactly where it's at because he's in the way. Yeah, there it is. He could shoot that ball over here next from there, and then, of course, finish on the 10. I think he can get out here, man. I don't see any reason he won't, but you never know. We're amateurs, right? And I can tell you already from the first couple games that Jerry's not shooting his best right now. So there is a chance he misses something, you know. I can hope. A man can hope, you know. That's all I can do is hope. Oh, the 10 did go first. That's even better for him, but he didn't get enough stun angle. I know he wanted to come out here somewhere to shoot this one, because now if he shoots this one down here, his cue ball is going this way, and that sucks for him. So instead of doing that, he's going to try to cut this with a little bit of bottom, and he wants the cue ball to just drift back this way. He just went straight back and forth. He didn't even try to really finesse the cue ball. He just knew the tangent line would go straight back and forth, and no matter where he stops on that line, he's got a shot on this ball. From there, from anywhere. So that's smart. He just played it straight back and forth instead of trying to finesse it. So on this one, I'm going to use bottom with a little left and come around this way. Or I could use top right, but probably bottom left. That's the way I like to play it. Oh, that's too much. Why am I hitting that? Oh, I know what I was trying to do. I was trying to come around here and hit the 6-7 because I still don't like where the 7 sits. I'm not 100% certain it'll go. The 6 might be in the way here. So what do I do now if that's the case, if the 7 doesn't go? I got to try to go back and forth 2 times and scratch. I was trying my best to do this, is what I was trying to do. But instead, I did more of this, you know? That just wasn't enough spin. I should have put either a little more bottom. Realistically, bottom could have worked a little more bottom, but I think my solution there was a little more right spin because I had enough bottom. The right spin. Only thing is it's scary because you start worrying about this scratch over here when you do that, you know. I don't know. I know that one's going to cost me a rack, which is okay. I mean, you know, I am up on him 1 rack, but I'm also giving him a game on the wire, so I can't give up racks like this, man. You know, I like racks, you know, family channel kind of racks. I like all kind of racks, to be honest with you. Big racks, small racks, you know, tight racks. Don't like loose racks as much. All right, anyway, guys, back to the match. We're flirting with non-family channel material here, guys. We need to get back to the match. Ooh, Jerry had a decent break, it looks like, but the cue ball immediately hit the head ball and just shot into that pocket. So ball in hand. The spread looked like it should have been okay, but I think they all just finished by each other. So obviously this circle is the entire problem of this rack. So when you have one cluster like that, a big cluster, that's the problem. You don't have a ton of other choice other than try for a breakout, I think. And I'm taking stripes, which is great because where that 9 ball sits, if I can get my cue ball in here, I can make the 9 and pretty much break all that stuff out. Oh, that's a bummer. I hit that too hard. I was trying to stop here for a shot on this because I could have also drew this into there. If I shot the 11 into the side from over here, I could have drew into these balls and broke that stuff up. That's what I was trying to do there. But I rolled it too far, and now I don't have any shot at all. You know, so I'm going to get the jump cue again because I think I'm cool and I'm not. You know, I'm going to try to jump over the 8 and the 14 or 12 or whatever it is and try to make that 11 in there without making a foul by hitting the 3 first. Let's see if I can do it. You think I can do it? Chances are low. We'll see. We will see. Yeah. Yeah, that was horrible, man. That was horrible, bro. You know, actually, it wasn't that horrible. It was a decent attempt, I guess, you know. But I could have. Here's my problem, and I know this. I try to run out too often. And especially when I'm not playing good, I shouldn't be trying to run out. I should be playing smarter, not harder, you know. Work smarter, not harder type thing. I had a clean hit right here. I could have manipulated the balls a little bit, and with this clutter, the last thing I want to do is give him ball in hand. I could have just left the cue ball up here and said, go to work, Jerry, because he still would have had to deal with all this. Now he's got ball in hand, and that's what happens, you know. You get ball in hand, you have a good way to break stuff out, and, you know, he ends up beating me probably. We'll see. The match is far from over, guys. Far from over. We'll have to see what happens here. It's 2-2. He's got to go to 4. He needs 2 more games. I need 3 more games. If he wins this one, man, he's on the hill, and I'm crying. I'm crying like Brian. You know what I'm saying? Crying like Brian if he gets out here. All right, I think he can just ease that in there, but where's his next shot? Oh, the 6. Yeah, if he eases this in there, cue ball just drifts here somewhere. He shoots the 6 next. Stuns. Well, he could stun straight this way. Come back up for the 3 next. Okay, he rolled a little further than I expected him to. He's okay. I think he can just put a little pinch draw. That means like he's going to use left spin on a draw to make this here. But you see his angle, right? The cue ball is going to want to go this way. But if he puts left spin and hits it more full, the spin will throw the 6 ball into the pocket. And the cue ball is going to stay closer to where it needs to be. Instead of doing all that, he just went forward off the rail and back. I didn't like that as much because now look, you see he overran his shape. He still maybe has the 2 and he's looking good. But if he would have did that little pinch draw I was talking about, his cue ball would have ended up right in here. He could have stop shotted this one. And then if that 4 goes, he could have just rolled over into here for the 1. Shot the 4 that way from here like that. Made the 4 and then just rolled the cue ball over here for the 1. He could have got out. Now it's a lot tougher because if he shoots this, he can still roll forward a little bit for the 1. It's just a lot tougher, or he's got to try to make that 3 into the side or something. It's just a lot harder now than it needed to be. So he rolled forward. He's got the 1. Personally, I like straight top on this, and I like to hit it real soft. Just hard enough for that ball to roll in the pocket, and the top is going to come off this rail and make the cue ball just come down this way a little bit. And if he can stop the cue ball right in here for the 3, even if he hits it harder and rolls down here, he's got the 3 up that way. Yeah, like that. Ooh, he didn't want to bump it there, though. This is a lot tougher now. So instead of straight top, it looked like he put a little tiny bit of left spin on that. Whether he meant to or not, I don't know. But that left spin's what caused him to bump that ball instead of just missing that ball. What's he going to do here? I don't think he can cut it up here without scratching because that's literally like over the pocket. Is he going to try to cut it into the side? I think he may be able to do that. The cue ball goes this way. Yeah. Oh, he put inside spin on it too. He put left spin on the cue ball so that way when it hit the second rail, instead of coming over here, it checks up and comes down this way. Smart English, smart play to shape, just missed the shot, you know, because he would have had the shape. Check that out. Would have been actually a pretty good shot. Now, I need to get my stuff together and get out here. Guys, if I don't, I'm in trouble because he's going to be on the hill. He wins this one. And I need at least 1 more game, you know, before he's on the hill. Shoot. Otherwise, it's a 3-1 race. It's hard to beat a man such as Jerry with those kind of odds, you know. He plays good most of the time, and I keep expecting his stroke to just pop into place and he starts playing well. But he is struggling a little bit right now. With that being said, I'm not playing my best right now either. So, you know, still a fairly fair match, I say, because neither of us are playing our best pool, which happens a lot of times with amateurs. A lot of times with amateurs, it's more about who's playing better that day than who's plays better overall. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that I can beat, but when I play them, they end up beating me because I'm not playing great that day and they're playing pretty good. And vice versa. There's people that beat me, but I beat them sometimes because I'm playing better that particular day, you know. It's just the facts. Them's the facts, you know. Them's the breaks. As Earl Strickland once said, them's the breaks. I don't know where he said it, bro. Just look it up. It's on an interview, post-game interview somewhere or something. I don't know. Don't ask me questions like that, bro. I don't know the answers. I don't know the answers. I do know that bald head of mine is looking awfully shiny, you know. There it goes. There it is. All right, what am I doing here? Josh, why are you thinking about this so much, man? That's where I go wrong when I'm not shooting great. I start overthinking stuff. I need to just get up there, especially in a situation like this. My instinct should be able to take over on a 3-ball out like this. I had to cheat that. It looked sloppy, but that was done on purpose. I had to cheat it because it was straight, and I needed to drift the cue ball this way. So what I did is I overcut that ball, which caused my cue ball to drift over here. So I know that shot looked sloppy, but that was absolutely on purpose. All right, that was a straight stun, center ball, but the key there is to follow through, because if you don't follow through on that shot, instead of going this way, the cue ball will actually go this way, right into the pocket, if you don't follow through. Still, so both of them are center hit. One has a follow through, one don't. One scratches, one wins you the game. Yeah. Man, yeah, this table was not racking very well. Both Jerry and I both said it. It just was not racking very well. So not all of, but most of our breaks had clutters like this. So this table, I wouldn't even try. In this situation, I don't even try to plan like an entire run out off the bat. It's stupid because I'm going to have to move stuff around. So that's what I do at first is I look for good shots that I can take and kind of re-break the balls, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like I did there, I just tried to smash them so I could re-break it. And I still have more work to do. I've got to do something about this over here now, and it's getting a lot tougher. I'm going to stun this, maybe a little draw, and try to spin the cue ball back down. That's what I tried to do for sure. Yeah, that was because my only goal right now is to open this stuff up. Because right now I cannot get out. I just can't do it. And either I play a safety or I try to open those up. Those are my only options. I'm going to cut it here with draw. Yeah, I missed it. But I was still trying to get out there. And that's what I was talking about a minute ago. You know, one of my biggest flaws, especially when I feel good and I'm shooting well, I have no problem trying to get out because I can a lot of times. Not all the time, obviously, but a lot of times I can get out. But when I'm struggling a bit, not even struggling, I wouldn't say I'm like in a slump. I'm just not shooting great lately. And in those situations, I need to stop trying to run out, man. You know, that's a problem with me especially, but all pool players, I think. In our own minds, we're better than we actually are. You know, you always think of yourself better at pool than what you really are, in my opinion. I know I do, which I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's a good thing because you got to have confidence to play good pool. So when you think of yourself as a good shot, you feel more confident, you know, so that's a good thing. But also it leads to, you know, making wrong decisions on the pool table when you think you can get out. But in reality, that out, you could probably get out, but that out percentage for you is lower than you think it is because in your mind you play better than you actually do. I don't know, guys. I don't know what I'm talking about, you know. It's just my opinion. Take it or leave it. You know, opinions are like buttholes. I said butthole. It's a family channel. Anyway, the reason they're like buttholes, they all stink. You know, everybody has one. It's just the way it works. Opinions, yeah, like buttholes. That's my man Tony over there. Right there's Tony. I'll see if I can get a match recorded on one of his. He's on my team. He's 82 years old. And actually, you guys have probably seen him on my channel before. I've played him in my Crescent Lake Inn bar box before series. In fact, I played him for the final one time, and I beat him, but that's rare. He plays a little better than I do. So he's 82 years old, man, and the guy plays strong. I've known him for 25 years, but I never knew him back when he was young. So I bet in his 30s, 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, the guy was probably unstoppable. You know, at 82, he's still beating pretty high-level players. So I'll see if I can get one of his matches recorded, you know, during league sometime. Get a league match recorded with Tony so you guys can see him in action. Jackson, you know. In the meantime, we got this match right here between myself and Jerry. And if you haven't hit the like button yet, guys, or if you haven't subscribed, consider doing that, man. You know, I know everyone says it, but I'm not sure you guys realize how much hitting the like button and or the subscribe button helps, man. Like, you're just one person, right? What does it matter if you hit the like button or not? It does, trust me. Every time someone hits the like button, YouTube's like, oh, this is a good video. We need to show it to more people, you know? So if we get a lot of people hitting the like button, then my videos are given to a broader audience, guys. And I can get more views. And ultimately, bring you guys more content, right? Because if I get enough views to sustain a decent living just off YouTube, shoot, I'll be posting videos every day probably, you know, as much as possible, that's for sure. I don't know. Anyways, guys, that's enough. Please hit subscribe and like. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know, I'll be here all week. Anyway, back to the match. So what I'm trying to do here is come off this rail with a little bit of right spin and bring the cue ball down and make the 6. Let's see if I can do it. I can, and it actually worked out pretty okay. It worked out pretty okay, but this 5 ball is not easy peasy, man. This rack so far has been pretty good, I guess. Not really. It was a little tough. There's a lot of clutters. Am I going to try to cut this there? It may even cut past the 15, or in reality, I should bank it, I think. But I've got those options. Let's see which one I go for. Of course, I go for the one that's less likely and most difficult. That's what I like to do sometimes, you know. When I have 3 options on the pool table, I like to take the hardest one. You know, it's just challenge. You got to challenge yourself in life, I guess. I don't know, man. You know, you guys know I'm joking. I feel like I have to say it because I always get a comment. It's like, stop self-deprecating yourself. You know, bro, I'm joking, right? I can tease myself on a joke. I don't hate myself. I have very high confidence in myself, and I love myself. So when I talk bad about myself, it's just a joke, bro. Calm down. Calm down. You know what I'm saying? Calm down. The comments, I feel like I have to tell you guys I'm joking, right? Not all of you, but just a few. Just a few, man, because the comment section. All right, he's in a tough spot here. The good news for him is this is a valley table. So if he can squeeze this past the 5 without hitting the 5, it'll go in that pocket all day long. The other option, well, 2 other options. One tough option is to cut the 15 up table, which is not an easy shot from there. It's not easy. The other option is to hit the 12 straight into the rail, have it come off the rail and hit the 5, because it will also go in the pocket. Those are the 3 options. The one I like best is just cheat the 12. Oh, he safetied me, man. That wasn't even an option, Jerry. You could have got out there, bro. You could have got out there. This is me telling myself I need to stop trying to get out. And then also me telling Jerry he should have tried to get out. That's why I've been losing lately, right there, guys. That's why I've been losing. But that one, in particular, I would have went for that. Because worst case scenario, if he hits it with pocket speed and he doesn't make it, that ball sits there and it blocks my 5. The cue ball ends up right here. So, I mean, even if he misses that shot, he still wins this match. I would have taken the shot. Oh, am I going to hit it? I did. Second time around, I hit it. You know, the only saving grace for me here is it looks like these balls right here are on an angle. So I don't think the 15 will go. I think it'll hit the 12 if he tries to make it. So which means he has to cut the 12. And that's a back cut. It's a back cut to a blind pocket. So that's not easy, man. That's my only saving grace here. I may get another shot. I don't have to. Jerry's definitely good enough to make this and get out. But let's see if he does. You know, we'll see. It's not the easiest out in the world. And even if he makes it, shaping the 15 is not easy. Okay, he just rolled it soft. That was good. So he rolled it soft. He was going to take his medicine on a tougher cut rather than try to like hit it hard and come around table, you know. Problem now, he's shooting over top of the 8, which means he's going to have to jack his stick up. And you know what happens when you jack up, you know? I said up, bro, not off. Relax, family channel. Anyway, yeah, when you jack your stick up, the shot is way harder, yeah? I mean, that doesn't always happen. He doesn't always miss, but when he does, you know. All right, he left me a tough one too, though. A lot of times this shot doesn't feel tough for me, but I can tell you the way I'm shooting right now, this shot is going to be a tough one for me. The good news is center ball, right? All I got to do is make it, and the cue ball comes down table, probably drifts this way slightly. And if I stop in here, 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 even all the way up here, anywhere on that line, I got a shot at the 8. I'm putting top on it, which I have to because it's on the rail, I guess. So that's going to make the cue ball drift over a lot more, which it did. Oh, do I get lucky here? No. Nah, no luck. This is going to put him on the hill. For sure, he can shoot it that way and stun the cue ball over and back, but that's a lot tougher. I think he just cuts it here. A little bit of draw on the cue ball. The cue ball is going to come this way and then back up table. And like I said, if he stops down here, he's got a shot in the side. And if he rolls all the way up here, he still has a shot down in this corner. So almost anywhere on his line, he's going to have a shot on the 8. So all he's got to do is make this and not scratch. He could even use, I think center ball here may actually drift this way, which isn't bad either. We'll see which way he goes with it. I wouldn't try to put inside on it for sure because that makes the shot harder. He put outside spin on it, and I don't think he really needed to do that. It worked out for him, but now he's got a long shot. I think just center ball, instead of spinning this way, he would have just came up this way. And I think it would have been a lot better. Because had he not hit the 5, he would have bounced back down, you know, had that shot probably. He probably would have ended up with a shot from around there. Now this shot's makeable, but a lot tougher. You see, mark the pocket. Calm down, league operator. Pocket's marked. Don't worry. He made it. Good shot, man. What did he mark it with? Gum? That looks like Trident. I don't know. You tell me. Leave a comment. Was it Trident? Let's take a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Ever wish you could play like Efren Reyes? If you buy our new line of short rail merchandise, I can guarantee you'll play as good as Efren Reyes. I'm sorry, I was just informed I can't say that. I can guarantee you will not play as good as Efren Reyes. You'll still suck, but you'll look good doing it. Get you some. That's right. You'll still suck, but you'll look good doing it, you know? I like that commercial. I don't know. It's an oldie, but I like it. Am I going to get a ball in hand? No. He almost scratched, but he didn't scratch, you know? But now it's in the pocket, so, I mean, I was going to say opening shot's going to be a lot harder here, but I don't think so. I've got shots. I think I can shoot this in the side, probably on a straight line, though, not a curve like that. Shoot this one right there in the side. What else can I shoot? I think I can cut the 9 over. Am I going for the 14 or the 9 here? I can't tell. 14. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, now I've got options, man. I can shoot almost every ball on the table here. I can shoot almost every ball on the table. This one, I could shoot, but it would be a bank, and that would be a dumb shot, so I would never shoot the 15. But the rest of the balls on the table, I can shoot here. If I shoot this, I like what I'm looking at. If I shoot this soft and just roll the cue ball comes out to about here, and then I can shoot the 15 in the side. Okay, I used inside spin. I'm not sure why I felt like I needed to do that, but I did it, you know. Now I'm going to have to change direction and shoot this 11. Problem is, I would like to save the 11 to get at the 8. I could do it here with top, make the 11 here with top, and then a little bit of inside spin to come down this way. Let's see if I do that. No, I'm putting bottom on it. I stopped it. I must be thinking about maybe banking the 8 because I didn't try to go for it there, and that was the ball I needed to use if I was going to break out the 8. So the fact that I didn't break it out there tells me I'm probably going to end up banking it here, if I get all the way out, that is. You know, there's a good chance I don't have to get out. You know, the way I've been playing lately, there's a good chance I don't get out here, but I absolutely could, you know. I'm more than capable. Just a matter of if I do it here or not. We'll see. Oh, I could have went for the 8 there too, and I think I was. As hard as I hit that, I think I was going for the 8. Yeah, look at me shaking my head. My big bald head shaking it. Shaking it. Shake it. Man, yeah, that really bums me out. I was hitting that hard. I should have just played for the bank instead of trying to break the 8. My 8-ball break was off the 9-ball. That's where I would have broke the 8 out. Since I didn't do it off the 9, I should have not tried to do it there. Although I could have with a little more left spin. I should have just played for the bank on the 8 and then shaped. Because if I'd have hit that softer, I'd have came in here, right about in there. I could have made this one down there with a stop shot. Or actually just a roll shot, because I would have had a shape down here. And then I could have cut this one in the side with straight top. And the straight top would have just came over here. And I would have ended right here for the bank on the 8 into the side pocket, you know? Problem solved. Game over. But no, I had to try to break the 8 out. No. All right, I'm done messing around, guys. Let's see what we do. Let's see what we see here. Let's see what happens. Now I'm back at the jump shot. I don't know why I think I'm such a good jump shot guy. I'm not that good. Now I'm going to try to make this 15 in the side, which is a real hard shot on a jump. Tight angle. I did pretty okay as far as the attempt. But, you know, if we were playing horseshoes, I'd have killed it there. I could have, after that, shot this off the rail, off the 5, into that pocket, and just drew it a little bit, and I would have ended up with that bank shot on the 8 that I was talking about. But I missed the jump, you know, as expected, because that's a hard jump shot. It's hard. It's a hard shot for myself. Oh, he's going to play a safety on me. Jerry, you're going to F around and find out, bro, you know? I said F. You know it's family. You know it's family-oriented around here. Keep playing that safety on me, Jerry. You're playing scared, bro. You had a wide open rack, and I get why you did it because of the 2-ball and the 8-ball. But now look at you. Instead of trying to make a hit and giving you a ball in hand, I said, I'm going to give you a ball in hand, but I'm going to push this 5 up by the 1. Now you've got 2 problems to deal with and only 1 ball in hand, Jerry. So, you know, the fact that you played safe that first time told me you were playing a little scared, which means you didn't have full confidence. So that made me feel better about giving you ball in hand, but creating more problems for you. You know, now you're forced to try to do something. Now you're going to use ball in hand to break out the 1 problem, which is the right way to play it. But you still got this problem up here, Jerry. Jerry, I said Jerry. All right, I don't know why I did that, guys. I have no idea why I did that. It's just the way I work sometimes, you know? Shoot. Just the way it is sometimes. All right, he's having a hard time getting a bridge in there. I mean, we're not playing all ball fouls, Jerry. You can move them a little bit if you need to. On accident, of course. We are playing cue ball foul only in this league. There is no all ball foul. So if he touches one of these, it's not a foul. He looks like he did pretty good, though. I don't think he touched him. And if he did, it wasn't enough to move him. So, all right. So he's not addressing this 2-ball, which tells me he's not trying to get out here. He's going to maybe make this, maybe draw over here. Maybe he shoots 1 or 2 more to try to feel it out to where he might get a breakout shot. But, I mean, he's definitely going to play a safety on me here. He's probably just going to shoot the 3 up this way and leave the cue ball married to that 7. He's going to marry it, you know, like he's a preacher or something. He's going to marry it. You know, they're in love. They're going to get married. You know, K-I-S-S-I-N-G and all that good stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. So ridiculous sometimes the way I talk. Ridiculous. All right, he just wants to hit this maybe a millimeter above center, which he did a good job at it, and he married it. He didn't quite marry it. You see, he hit the 7 moved out a little bit, which means there's a gap, which means I can actually try to jumpy jump once again. Man, I think a record for jump shots in this match, man. I think I've shot maybe 58 million of them, you know. I mean, it's a rough estimate, guys. I may be off by a couple, you know, but 58,246,122 is how many jump shots I tried, and as far as my count goes. But I could be off, you know. What do I know about arithmetic? You know, I only did mortgages for 15 years, you know. What do I know about math? Nothing. Just kidding. I know a little bit of math, you know. I'm not great at it, but I know enough to get by. I can tell you what a 20% down payment is. All right, here goes the jump shot. I made a good hit, but not good enough. I didn't make the shot. Oh, my stick came through and pushed the 7. I didn't even notice it just now when I was watching, but my stick came through and hit the 7. That's what I was telling him. I was like, Jerry, I hit the 7, bro. So it's up to him, you know, to move it back or not. He could say leave it there, move it back. That's how tap works. When you accidentally touch a ball and it's not a foul, remember we're playing cue ball fouls only, the opponent has the option. You have to tell your opponent, hey, I hit that ball. You know, I moved it. And they can move it back if they want. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I don't know. Don't quote me, guys. Listen, I'm not tap. I am not tap. I don't represent tap. I'm just playing. I'm a player, bro. You know, I'm a player. That's it. And tap cares a little bit about their players, as far as I can tell. At least so far, they do. You know, I like it way better than the old Anti-Pool Player Association, aka APA. You know, Anti-Pool Player Association. That's what I call them, guys. And if you don't know why, search videos on my channel for Suspended. You know, there's 2 APA-related videos on there where they kicked me out of the league for absolutely no reason. I know you're probably saying to yourself right now, no reason, bro. There has to be a reason. There is a reason. It just wasn't an offense. I didn't break any rules. I asked a league operator why I couldn't record my matches at a big tournament he put on, and he didn't like me doing that, you know. I told him he was full of stuff, Family Channel, and he suspended me, you know. I appealed with APA, and APA found some excuses to keep the suspense going. And here we are, no longer representing the Anti-Pool Player Association. We represent TAP. You know, that's it. So if you play the APA right now, bruh, get with the times, man, and move on. APA is a sinking ship. Just kidding. It's still the largest league in the country. But the way they treat people, I wouldn't be surprised if they do sink and another league ends up taking over from them. I would not be surprised a least bit if that happened. All right, anyway, you know, enough of that. Back to the match. So I can obviously shoot this there. The problem here is I would love to be able to stun straight over here for a shot on the 15, but the 5's in my way, right? So I either have to draw past the 5, which becomes scary because of that scratch right there, or I have to use top and try to hit the 5 and follow through, but I don't know exactly where the cue ball goes in that way. So I was trying to draw without hitting the 5, but I was trying to do it light enough to where I didn't scratch over here. Problem with that is the draw did not take quite as much because I pulled back on my stroke and didn't follow all the way through because I was worried about hitting it too hard. And I grazed the 5, and then I got the shape I needed to, but I moved the 5 right my dang way. Now, my bet is we're going to see another jump shot. We shouldn't, though. I shouldn't jump shot this one. I don't think I should jump shot this one. I kind of like kicking here and calling it here because 2 things happen. If I make it, the cue ball comes down to about here, and I end up with a shot on this 8 straight down. The other thing is if I miss it, the 8 and the 2 are still married up, and the cue ball's up here. So that way, only shot he's going to have is like that, or that, or that, or that. And none of those shots from up here would leave him to a breakout on that too. So, I mean, there's a good chance. I like kicking at it, but I like kicking at it the other way. This way works too. It's the same principle. Same principle. I was just going more for the make there than the safety. Kicking this way is more of a safety play because you're less likely to make it. Kicking this way is more of an attempt to actually make the ball. But both shots have pretty close to the same results, whether you make them or miss them. Same thing. See, I left him a shot but not one to come back and get a breakout. And I don't know why he did that. He probably thought he had more angle, or he thought he cheated a little more, and the cue ball was probably supposed to come down this way, would be my guess. But look what he left me. You know, he left me ball in hand, which is great because now I don't have to worry about banking the 2 or the 8. I can just use straight top, run into the 2, bank the 2 out of the way, and shoot the 8 from right here. I actually want to hit the 2 on this shot. Yep, that worked. Oh, it's a little more angle than I like, but the shot is there. The shot is there. And if I make this shot, which I feel good about it, guys, you know, we're going to be hill to hill. And I keep marking the pocket with my wallet. I don't know why I'm doing that. I don't know why. Probably because I don't have nothing else on me. I literally despise marking pockets. I don't know why leagues do that. I mean, calling them is just as good, you know. I guess they're trying to avoid people saying, oh, I called that pocket. But literally, if you don't say it out loud where other people hear it, then you didn't call them nothing, you know. So, I mean, to make people mark the pockets is dumb, in my opinion. But I understand why leagues do it because, you know, well, I don't understand. It's dumb. It's dumb, you know. I was trying to think of an excuse for the leagues about marking the pockets, and I can't think of one because anybody who has half a brain cell and is not a moron can play with just calling pockets. They don't have to mark the pocket. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to mark it, bro. It's dumb. Leagues, TAP, APA, I'm talking to all you guys. Stop making people mark pockets, bro. It don't do no good. All you're doing is making people lose games that they otherwise would have won because maybe they forget to mark the pocket. And you know why they forget to mark the pocket? Because no one marks pockets, bro. It's not the way we play pool. You know? Get with it. Get with it out there. Get with it. You know? And you'll see in my videos, we're marking pockets a lot of the time just because I want to appease the league operators. I don't want them to be mad at me and stuff, you know. Why are you posting videos without marking pockets? Because in reality, anytime a league operator isn't around, 2 people just agree to call the pocket. They rarely ever mark the pocket, bro. That's the reality of it. As much as you guys would love to think that everybody in your league is marking pockets every time, it's not the case. Typically, when you come up to some match with somebody, you know them already. You're like, hey, you good calling it? And they're like, yeah, I'm good calling it. And you call the pocket. That's it. But what about the tournaments, Josh? If you get into a tournament and you don't, well, you're going to be in a tournament. You're more focused. You're not going to forget to mark the pocket. And if you do, your team's going to remind you. You ain't got to practice for marking pockets, bro. Dumb. Dumbest thing I ever heard. Anyway, enough of my rant, guys. Back to the match. We're on a hill thrill. And I keep talking about marking pockets. We should all be into this match right now, and I'm talking about marking pockets. Shame, shame. All right, this is not the easiest shot in the world. I mean, it's there. The shot's there for sure, but he also has to contend with not running into the 2, or maybe he does want to run into the 2, but the shot is not easy. He made it, and he ran into the 2, and perfectly hit the bottom of the 2 and came down for a nice shot up in the corner. He may shoot that now. He could also shoot this now. To be honest with you, I kind of like shooting the 7. You roll the cue ball over to here. You shoot the 4 next. Leave the cue ball right here. But then he'd have to shoot that with bottom outside. So the cue ball does this. Yeah, maybe end on the 4. I like this. Shoot the 2. Draw back to here. Maybe draw back a little bit further. Right here so you have an angle. You roll the 7 in. Cue ball comes up here. You shoot the 4 with a stop shot, and then you shoot the 8 in the same pocket. That's the out here that I see anyway. That's the one I would shoot. You know, I looked at them both. There's 2 good outs here, 2 good potential outs, and I like that one better. I like the second one better, starting with the 2 ball up in the corner there. Check out my unibrow. All right, I'm done. I'm done playing. Oh, he missed the shot. That's surprising that he missed that. It is very surprising. So I may start with this combo. You know, I may actually start with that. I don't know. The other options to make this with a little bit of draw, just bring the cue ball here. Then I can make the 9 up there with follow and bring the cue ball up in here, and then I don't have to play the combo. But yeah, I don't know why. I can't explain it, but in my mind, I was like, start with the combo. Oh, I didn't even have to shoot the combo. I can make it clean. That's even better. Even better. All right, roll the 15 in nice and easy. Cue ball comes down to here. And then you can make the 11 with a little stun left spin to bring the cue ball back up this way. Now, if the 9 goes past the 8, I may want to get rid of that first. Oh, I'm shooting the 10 first? Man. I'm not sure I agree with this a ton. I mean, I see it. I see the vision. I'm not sure I agree with it. Look at that's why. Now you send the cue ball around the table, man. You're asking for trouble. You know? I like the other way. Josh, get it together, Josh. You should have played it my way, not your way, bro. I know we're the same guy, right? But you should have played it my way. Next time, look at the table like you're commentating, not playing. Oh, yeah, look at there. Oh, I thought I was going to miss it. I thought I was going to miss it for the biscuit. Oh, and I did well, though, because now I have the perfect angle to just shoot this in and come down and hit those. How it ends up, I don't have to end up with a shot after this, but that's the perfect angle. Oh, look at that. That ended up perfect. Oh, and again, I touched the 8 a little bit. So I let him know there. I was like, hey, I hit that 8 with my hand or whatever it was, or my stick on the follow through. And he told me to move it back. So I just moved it back. And then after I moved it back, I looked at him. He said, yeah, that's good. So it's his decision. Remember, he told me to move it back. He has every right to come up to the table and move it back, I think. So am I going to just try to draw straight up? That's what I tried to do. It didn't work, though. You big dummy. You know? All I had to do was not poke that and stroke it, and that cue ball would have came up here. But since I poked it, I didn't get nearly the draw out of it I should have, and the cue ball bumped the 7. I think I can see the edge of the 8 ball, so what I think I'm going to try to do here is I think I'm going to try to edge it like this. Yeah, you see I just put my vape. It's probably this exact vape. No, it's not. This was too many days ago. It's not this. It's not the exact vape. But that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna try to bank this mother trucker right over into that corner. And if I get this, I win the game. You know, if I miss it, I lose the game. It's just the way it works. It's all or nothing here. Yeah. Oh, I thought I was gonna come back and I scratched. Oh, no, no. That is not good at all. Jerry, thanks, man. You're always a pleasure to play. We're going to get that 9-ball match up next. Will I get revenge? Stay tuned and find out with my next match that I'm going to post. If you guys want short rail merch, you know, links in the description, all that good stuff. If you want a perimeter billiard light, you know, the rectangle lights that go around the outside of your table, you can use discount code AMATEURPOOL, all uppercase, no spaces, and you save some money on that purchase. And if you want a Raven Q, we talked about it earlier. Discount code for that is Josh. You'll be doing all right, guys. Getting good grades. Future's so bright, I gotta wear shade. Anyway, guys, you're the best, man. I appreciate everybody out there who did hit subscribe and the like button. And I also appreciate those guys who didn't. Maybe just not as much, you know what I'm saying? I'd be a whole lot cooler if you did hit the subscribe button. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get out of here. 9-ball match coming soon. Jerry, thanks for letting me record. Everybody out there, love you guys. Thanks so much. Peace. Oh, we're out of here, guys. We're out.